we're going to take you through installing your hard drive. At the bottom of the DVR you'll find 4 screws. So we're going to remove those 4 screws first. Making sure to keep them aside as we're going to use them again. Close the machine up. I'll flip the machine over. Take the top cover off, exposing the insides of the machine. Now use all your included cabling. It comes with a SATA cable. Comes with a power connector cable. Now we're going to get your hard drive. Install the hard drive screws temporarily until you can fasten it in the machine. Now set the hard drive in place. You will now secure the screws that you have temporarily installed on the hard drive earlier. We'll now connect the SATA data cable as well as the power cable to the hard drive. We'll now install the cover back onto the DVR. Install the 4 screws. Hard drive has been installed. I'm going to use Cat 5e cable using a set of baluns, power supply, DC connector and the camera. We will start off by stripping the Cat 5e cable, approximately 100mm on the camera side. In our instance, we will be using the orange-white-orange cable for video, the blue-white-blue and the brown-white-brown for power. We will keep the green-white-green as a spare cable. We will now strip back the orange-white-orange and the orange, as we will be using that as the video cable for the video baluN. The video baluN has a grey and a white connector. We will be connecting the orange wire to grey and orange-white-orange wire to the white connector. The video baluN has push terminals, so you push the terminals down, put the wires inside the video baluN and secure it. And once the cable is secure, your video baluN is connected. We will now strip the brown, white, brown and brown cable, which will be our positive for our DC power connection. We will now strip the blue-white cables, as this will be our negative for our DC connection. As you can see, the DC jack is clearly marked with a plus for positive and a minus for negative. Once the cables is secured in the DC jack, you will now tighten the 2 screws that holds the cable onto the DC jack. The camera side of your cable is now complete. We'll now strip the Cat 5e cable on the DVR power supply side. The length of the cable that you strip is dependent on the distance between the DVR and your power supply. On the DVR side, we will repeat the same color code that we used on the camera side. The green cable is your spare cable. The orange-white-orange cable is your video baluN cable. We will start off by stripping the orange-white-orange and connecting the orange to the grey connector of the video baluN and the orange-white-orange to the white connector of the video baluN. On our power supply, we have the positives in the top row and the negatives in the bottom row. We will now strip our brown-white-brown, which is our positive, and our blue, white, blue, which is our negative. And connect to the power supply channel 1, positive and negative. Our DVR side cabling is now complete. We'll now go through the camera side cable connections. We have our DC connector and video bailin. On the camera you find a female DC jack. You find a switching button which switches between TVI, CVI, CVBS and AHD, and you get a BNC male adapter. Now connect our male DC jack to the female DC jack of the camera, the video bailin to the BNC of the camera. You'll see that the BNC is slotted on the one side, slots together and twist to secure. On the back of your DVR, you'll find the BNC connections for your camera inputs. It's all numbered in between the BNC connectors. Find your VGA output and your HDMI output. You have an audio in, audio out, Ethernet connection, 2 times USBs. One would be for your mouse, the other one if you were to extract footage, and a 12 volt DC power connector which you get in the box. I will now take you through the cabling on the DVR side, starting with your network connection. So this connection is made between your DVR and your internet connection, your router or switch. I'll make a video on how to crimp a RJ45 connector at a later stage. Plug in your mouse. Always use the one underneath the RJ45. It's easy to find the bottom one if you need to use a USB. The mouse is included in the box. Now connect your HDMI cable, which is not included in the box. You have to get this separately into the HDMI output. We will now connect your video bailin onto your DVR. I'm going to use camera input 1. You'll see there's slots on the side, also a slot on the video bailin, corresponding slots, and then twist to secure. And lastly we're going to connect your 12 volt DC power, which is also included in the box. Once your DVR is fully powered on, the setup wizard will start. First step you're going to do is select your system language, and then you go next to continue. On this page you will enter your new password for your device. You will then confirm the password by re-entering the password again. You will notice that the camera activation password, I've selected to use the device password as default. The setting is only if you are using IP cameras with your DVR. The next step you're going to do is you're going to enter an email address. In case you forget your password, it will send you a code to the email address, and you can reset your password from that email address. Once completed, you will hit activate to save the password. You'll now be prompted to set your unlock pattern. You can do this pattern in any manner you wish. It will then prompt you to redraw the pattern. Once completed, it will take you through the rest of the setup. Select your time zone. Make sure your date format is correct. Check the date and time as well. Once you have entered the correct time, you select next, bottom right. This will take you to the IPv4 settings. The easiest way is to enable the DHCP, and it will automatically give you settings. Once completed, you'll select next. You'll now be taken to the HIC Connect settings. Select enable, read the terms. Select I have read the terms and I agree to service terms. Select OK to continue. You will see the device will go online. Hit next to continue. This is where you would add IP cameras if you had IP cameras on your system. Hit next to skip. This is where your hard drive will show up. Select your hard drive. Select the init, which is initialize. You will be prompted to initialize. Click OK. Once the hard drive has been formatted, the status will change. Hit finish to continue. Next we'll take you through some basic configuration settings. Right click to enter the menu, select configuration, and we'll go through the settings on the left. We'll go to the HIC Connect settings to make sure the unit is online. If you wish to check the event settings, you can go to smart events. Enable motion detection on your cameras. Hit apply to save settings. Select copy tool and select the cameras you wish to copy the setting to, and click apply to save. Now you'll go through the schedule and also the linkage action. If you want to send notifications to your app, you will select Notify Surveillance and click Apply to Save Setting. You will also copy to and select all the cameras you want the same linkage actions for. Apply to save, and the record settings, the storage and the schedule will be there. You can change either from continuous recording to event recording, which would be motion recording. This is where you select the days, apply to save, and then copy to all your cameras that's applicable. Click OK, apply to save. Now you can go through all the other cameras and make sure that the settings is disabled under the IP cameras, as we are not using IP cameras. Apply to save, copy to IP cameras, click OK and apply to save, and this will stop the recording on any camera that's not on the system. Under the parameter settings, if you don't have any audio cameras, you will select the video stream as video only instead of video and audio. You can select the camera size that your cameras is at. This will only be applicable once cameras is connected. Once you are happy with the settings, click apply, and then also you'll copy to the rest of your cameras, click OK and apply to save. The DVR also have what we call expert mode, and you'll see there's more menus available once you hit the expert mode. You can change your VGA HDMI resolution settings. You can enable disable your password. Under the live view, you can change the way the DVR displays the cameras. So under general view, you can select what type of block arrangement you want, and under view you would assign cameras onto that block arrangement. Under the network general settings, you will find your IPv4 settings. Under the DNS, I always prefer changing the preferred DNS to 8.8.8.8 and the alternate DNS server to 8.8.4.4. Once completed, click apply to save. If you are using a DIN DNS, this is where you would enable it. Now we're going to go back to platform access, which is your HIC Connect service. Make sure it is enabled. If you're looking for the verification code, once the cameras has been added, this is the menu you'll find it. You can also edit the verification code to your liking. Next is the camera menu. Under the display menu, you can change the camera names to whatever is applicable. Next menu is the event menu. We've already set up the motion thus far. If you had smart cameras, under smart event is where you would set it up. Next menu is record menu. Once again, the schedule parameters. Also, you have to change the mainstream event from video and audio to video. If you don't have audio cameras, copy it to all your cameras. Click OK and apply to save. Next menu is your storage menu. Here you can add network attached storage if you had any in the building. This is where you would add it. I'll take you through the playback now. Top second icon is the playback settings. You select your camera on the left. You would select the date at the bottom and playback would start. To go back to the main menu or the main view, click on the camera icon, which is the first icon top left. If you need information regarding your machine, you would go under the information icon, which is on the top right. If you went wrong with any of the settings during the setup, you can quickly master reset or factory reset your device. Once you select factory default, you'll be prompted the system will automatically reboot. Select yes to continue and the DVR will be reset to default and you can start over.